the 5th time. So what's up, Mello?
It was good. I'm gonna spend 2,000.
Here you go, Layla.
Okay, one day I was in school, right? I was in kindergarten. I went to JB store. My whole years of school. Listen to my story.
Listen. Carmen cut all the mannequin out here off, so no more bread. Look at the dog. Can you go put it in the
Oh
trash?
my dad. Let me see. Look at it.
She said she don't want to whoop it. She talking fine.
Anyways, I gotta pee, but I'm gonna hold it until I get home. Anywho. So basically, I was in school. Y'all listen to my story too. Both of y'all. So I don't care, CJ. I want you to listen to my story. So basically, I was in maybe kindergarten, first grade because I remember my teacher. And you know, if you ever went to store, them walls is hard. Like, them is some hard walls. So I've always been a little backwards. And one day I ran into the wall at school. And I had to go to the nurse's office. They brought me a wheelchair. Right. And I went, and after I went to school, right?
I ain't do that.
I ran to the fucking wall. After I ran to the wall, I chipped my tooth. I was in the nurse office for like 30 minutes because I had to wait for my grandma to come. My grandma came. She was like, Layla, why did you run to the wall? And I'm like, I don't know. I chipped my tooth. I had to go to the dentist. They put a plastic thing inside of my tooth because I chipped it. And after I chipped my tooth, I never ran to a wall again. What other story I got in my life? Oh, I got to fight with this girl one day. Okay, so this girl, she was my friend for a long time. We was best friends, and we was friends for a long time. And one day, she was smoking. She was smoking, and I wasn't. I mean, I was a smoker, but I wasn't smoking then. I was a little younger, maybe like a little 8, 9, maybe. And she was smoking, and she tried to smoke in my grandma's house, and I was like, no, my grandma is near. And then she didn't like that, and then I told my grandma that because I didn't want to get in trouble, and then she wanted to fight me. So we outside, blah blah blah. I have magic. I'm big. At that time, I was like maybe 130 something. I was like maybe 9 years old, 9, 10. And she was bigger than me. I don't know how much she weighed, but I know she was bigger than me. She was taller than me. I'm only like 5'3" right now. So imagine how tall I was then. So basically, we ready to fight. We arguing, blah, blah. Everybody out there. My grandma out there. We all in the backyard. And if you know where I live at, it's a house like next to mine. But it was a fence right there now. But then it wasn't a fence right there. And she was standing in the house next door, and I was standing in my yard, in my backyard, and we was just talking shit to each other, blah blah blah. And this was like my first time like fighting, but this was like one of my first serious fights. So we get right there, right? And my neck fell, bitch. Anyways, so we get right there, right? So she run up on me. Mind you, I knew how to fight, but I'm not like a pull a hair type person. Like, I wasn't expecting her to pull my hair because I don't pull hair. I fight with my hands. And she pulled my hair and yanked me on the ground. Like, if y'all was there, I'll just be like, as much shit as Layla be doing. But I didn't expect her to pull my hair because I don't pull hair. So she yanked me on the ground. We was in the rocks next door to my grandma's house. And she yanked me on the ground. So she was on top of me on the ground, and we was fighting. And we was rolling in the fucking rocks. And then my grandma came, and Lele just stomping people with them big green boots she had on. And my grandma Sophie called the police. She called the police for everything. My grandma Sophie called the police, and then we showed them where the house was at. I ain't no snitch, but my grandma, she don't play stuff like that. And my grandma was like 10 years old.
Don't put my feet in the air.
What are you talking about?
That was a joke.
So after that happened, blah blah blah.
Then her best friend jumped in, and I kicked her inside of her stomach, right?
Basically, wait, and then you could tell that whole story in a minute. And then after that, we rolling in the rocks, fighting and just fighting out in the rocks.
I don't know why you look like that. Sweet CJ.
And my mama came, Tiara came, she used to go with my mama, and this other pretty lady. It was a lot going on. Like, everybody was outside, we was just yelling and screaming. I was so mad. But this wasn't like my first fight, but this was like one of my first serious fights.
This is me and
yeah, I just got yanked in the ground by my hair. You know my hair nappy, so it's easy to pull. And she just pulled me and yanked me on the ground. I was like, oh shit. But I didn't expect her to pull my hair. Yeah, that's what happened. So here goes the Lele part of the story. Huh? You weren't there.
No.
Okay, y'all, so this is my part of the story. So what happened was, basically what happened was, we was all in the house or whatever, and then she got mad because she couldn't smoke in the house. And Lila said she couldn't smoke in the house because Grandma Sophie said no, because like, Grandma does not play that. Like, Grandma will whoop somebody else's child. Like, do not be playing with Grandma like that.
Mama said come in.
So therefore she got mad, and we went outside, and she said she wanted to fight. So at first I said I'm not gonna jump in because it's a one-on-one fight. And Layla was beating her ass at first until that bitch dragged her on the fucking ground. So that's when I got so angry. I stomped her like maybe twice, and I hit her in her face, and I got mad, and then I backed up, and then this other little girl, right, she threw rocks at her while she was on the ground. We was trying to kick her. We was putting dirt all over her or whatever. Then she was on the ground. Then Layla got up. Layla was crying because she cried every time she get mad. Like, that's not being a bitch. People cry when they get mad. That means you fucking crazy. So that's when Layla was trying to go jump on her ass again. But Morty was like, no, Layla, no. And then that's when her grandma was like, why don't you trying to fight her, Morty? That's when Morning was trying to fight her, whatever. And then I was mad. Me and Layla was mad. And Layla could not calm down for nothing. She almost tried to swing me off the damn porch. But, yeah, that's what happened. And the funny thing is, I think she was a crackhead. I'm not sure. I don't even know. It was besides the point. Now I'm Layla's only best friend, forever be her only best friend, because these other bitches got my ass eaten all over the place, and I do not play that shit. Tell them, Layla, we do not play that motherfucking shit.